On this week's weekly video fishing forecast, we have a preview of the April issue of the Fisherman Magazine. We have the second part of the Gags making of the Gagster. I'll have the upcoming events and my fishing report, plus our correspondents check-in from around the island, all here at thefisherman.com.
The fishing news is sponsored by these fine partners.
Today is Thursday, March 30th, 2023, and you have less than 48 hours to get your state 4x4 permit online or by phone. The deadline is March 31st at 11:59 p.m. I'll have the link in the description of this video so you can go online and get your permit before it is too late.
Marine Meat of Lindenhurst is holding their annual spring sale March 18th through April 1st. Bottom paint from $69 per gallon. Save big on engine parts, outboard oil, cleaners, waxes, and more. Daily raffles and your chance to win big prizes. Visit marinemate.com for all the details.
The April issue of the Fisherman Magazine is out now. TOG season opens this Saturday, April 1st, and Tony Salerno has a must-read article if you plan on targeting them. Jason Colby has a great read on anchoring or using spot lock when wreck fishing. And for you freshwater anglers, I have a list of ponds and lakes that are being stocked with trout this spring. If you're not a subscriber to the magazine, I encourage you to jump on board. $30, you get 12 glossy print issues mailed to your house and full access to the website, plus all the weekly issues sent in your inbox. Another great reason to subscribe is you can be part of our Dreamboat contest and win the 21-foot Steigercraft center console powered by a Yamaha and other great prizes for doing just what you love to do.
For more than 20 years, anglers everywhere have come to know one thing, that nothing says no to fish bites.
Last week I showed you how Al Gags created his Gagster lure. This week I'll show you how these are manufactured right here in the Northeast.
Actually, it's pretty cool because you can take a handful of pellets,
right?
The plastic solid, it's put into a hopper, and it turns into the two halves of the Gagster almost when it goes through the machine and cycles through. As you see it, and then it's washed off and hosed up and everything. Then it comes down the line and it goes to Destiny where she gets it onto the wheel, and as you can see the wheel as it's spinning, it's numbered. And by the time she gets that wheel to make a complete rotation, all the components, everything are dry, and you can actually take number one out and start to paint it.
After Destiny finishes the gluing process, she brings the lures to the spray booth where her talented, steady hands will apply multiple layers of paint. After drying, the eyes and hooks are attached, then packaged and shipped out for you to fish. Well, we got the tour from A to Z, how the lures were designed, where they were designed, where they're assembled, where everything is done, from the pellets that the lures start as to the finished product. To even, we're at the river here where they're field tested as well.
Exactly.
And sometimes you catch a smallmouth on them too while field testing.
Yep.
Al, this is a really cool setup you have here in a historical location. Your other location's great too, and the best thing of all is from start to the finish, this is made in the USA,
all the way,
by hand, each and every piece. And all great people that work for you too, and putting it together, very talented people as well. And the man himself, the designer of the Gagster, great lure. And when you guys should check it out when you get your hands on it. Check it out. Al Gags, guys.
Thanks,
Good
man.
to see you, man.
Thank you.
Now let's get to the upcoming events. The big event is the 1 month of TOG fishing that will be underway Saturday. There is a 2-fish bag limit with a 16-inch minimum. Also on April 1st is the Hempstead Harbor Anglers Flea Market. No fooling around. The last day of the Marine Made sale is on Saturday also. The tent will be up and there'll be hot dogs on the grill. The Spring Family Freshwater Fishing Festival is April 15th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Belmont Lake State Park. There should be plenty of fish around with the recent trout stockings. To get all the details on these events, visit thefisherman.com/events. Now for my reports, the stocking continued through the island and additional lakes in the western Suffolk County, along with Nassau, received rainbow and brown trout. The whole Babylon system, including Argyle, Southards, and Belmont Lake, were among those. They had a nice mix of both types of trout, including those 2-year-old browns that put up a great fight. I did happen to get out fishing with Kenny from Tight Lines and his friend Kevin earlier in the week. We were able to pick away a brown trout over at Yaphank Lake, along with Carmen's River, using artificials. Kenny was doing well using a Daredevil spoon, while I stuck with my lightest marabou jig and pulled a few browns out of the river after finding them in a deeper water pocket. Surf reports are starting to come in more now for stripers. Continued warming seems to have gotten the bass off to a little better chew in the North Shore harbors. I specifically got reports from both Little Neck and Manhasset last week. Some of the fish were up to 15 pounds, and 5 to 6-inch swimming plugs after dark were the way to go. I also did hear the bite in the back of Raritan Bay start to heat up more for those located in the city or looking to travel. Again, top of the tide and the beginning of the out was the key. And for those of you in the heart of the city, the East River did produce schoolies on soft plastics. From one of our western shops, Blaze at Duffy's in Glenwood Landing let me know he heard of a similar result. Even a few small stripers were being caught in Hempstead Harbor too. For the bottom fishing, the cod bite was consistent again for the king cod out of Santa Mauritius. What started out as a slower day with not so ideal conditions turned into an excellent bite, and by the end of it, they had a full boat limit of beautiful market-sized fish. They will be sailing a final long-range cod trip this Friday, and then we'll switch over to local tog and cod combo trips for the first of the year. Speaking of the first tog season officially opens for the spring, just another reminder, and I actually got word from Jim in Miller Place that one of his customers was soaking worms. He came up with a couple of keeper-sized blackfish in the Mount Sinai area already. A good sign of the season to come. What a catch. News 12, meteorologist Rich von Ohlen has the outlook for the weekend. Rich.
Hey, thanks, Matt. Hey, anglers, we're back. It's a new season, new year. Hopefully the weather will cooperate as we go throughout the next few weeks, but so far it's been kind of tough. Again, you can always check your favorite apps, favorite websites, local tools, whatever you got. This is a general heads up, general overview on the upcoming first weekend of April. So it's been chilly last few weeks, and you can kind of see water temps, still some 40s there. After that mild winter we had, then 2 to 4s, 4 to 8s become 8 to 12s, big time Saturday, midday afternoon, a windy weekend to kick off April. It's not going to be great in the ocean. I think it's kind of locked out here. Your best bet if you want to do anything, maybe perhaps Sunday afternoon after about 1, 2 p.m. Things will settle down a bit. The ocean will lay down. I think it's going to be a little bit better. Maybe do a little shakedown cruise or maybe go down the beach, check things out. South-southwest on Saturday, a lot of rain, a lot of green on there. It's not going to be a very nice day. Saturday evening, little window, but then, westerly to northwest Sunday midday. Late afternoon, we settle down to maybe 10 to 20, so a little window maybe to do some outdoor stuff there. High tide Saturday, North Shore for the mid-morning, South Shore for about early morning. It'll be mild on Saturday, but plenty of rain, 50s and 60s, and then we'll do 40s to near 50 on Sunday. Let's check that Guru, a little different perspective here. You can see that wind really starts to crank on Saturday from the southwest, big seas there. Still roughed up here on Sunday through at least midday, but then a little better maybe in the afternoon after 1, 2 p.m. Should be a little window for some nicer conditions. So, brand new season. Very excited to get out there and do some fishing with all of you. Enjoy, be safe as always. Looking forward to a great new season. Matt, back to you.
Now let's check in with our correspondents. We start off with our fly and freshwater report. We have Paul McCain from River Bay Outfitters, and be sure to check out Paul's video at the end of this video on how to tie the Pet'e Rubber Legs fly.
Hello, Matt. We have a beautiful, beautiful spring day coming up. I can't wait. This weather start warming up. I think I'm going to start fishing back here. I say within 2 weeks. So I'm really hoping there's some stripers going to start showing up. I'm looking forward to it. Now, but there is fishing, and I guided a good friend, Mike, yesterday, went out to the Shinnecock. We did a little casting in the morning. He's brand new, had no equipment, doesn't know. He really wanted to try it out. We went out, fished for 4 hours. He had 10 fish to hand. He hooked a lot of fish, saw a lot of fish. He's got to have practice. I think he's hooked. He's going to be practicing. That's the key. The casting is everything with fly fishing. Know how to mend your lines and all that, which I like. I like a challenge. We did very well. We caught some really nice fish. Terrific. As far as the fishing scene goes, well, I want to thank everybody that came out for the expo this year. It was a fantastic expo. We had a lot of good tires. The presentations were packed. I want to reach out and thank my good friend Kenny that helped me out with this. It was terrific. It was unbelievable. We're looking forward to next year. Now, let's hope. Let's keep warming up. Get this hot sun on the mud. Get these stripers in the back bays. Perfect day. This would be a perfect day. It was a little warmer, be out here, but I can't wait. Within 2 weeks, we're going to have stripers. So until next week, tight lines, everybody.
From Shinnecock, let's check in with Mike Dean.
Thanks, Matt. Hey, everyone. So close. A couple of resident fish here and there that I've gotten reports on. They're starting to get a little friskier now that we're having these, nice long days, a lot of sun on that muddy bottom, getting all the smaller baits going. Hopefully a little bit more of a regular bite by next week. The fishing Western Sound, there's been some fish. There's, fish around Brooklyn, Jersey. So just a matter of time, seeing the ospreys. So it's all coming together there, which is pretty exciting stuff. Other exciting stuff, congrats to the East End Anglers guys on their new Viking. The thing looks amazing. Best of luck with it. And I'll shoot over some dates I'm available to come out with you. And also news that Chris had already reported. Congratulations to him on his new boat and Rocksteady Charters. The Rockfish, long icon of charter boat fishing in Sheepshead Bay, has been sold to a buddy of mine, Adrian Moeller, who takes myself and my team out every year in the Manhattan Cup. And it's going to be like a fleet. He's going to have the Rockfish, the six, Downeaster 6-pack. I think it's 33 Sportsman, big center console for bass and for tuna, and a 25 contender for Jamaica Bay and everything else in between. So, guy is an unbelievable fisherman. Great guy, has always hooked me up. So check him out. And all that Rich Colombo built with the Rockfish name is in very good hands. So exciting stuff to hear. Get out there this weekend when you can. Saturday looks like kind of a blowout, but get those casts going. They're going to bite. All right, back to you, Matt. Thanks.
From Northport, we have the Cal Harbor Bait and Tackle report.
Hey folks, it's 2023, the end of March. This is the first fishing report that we have, and I'm really so excited to say we've got fish to the west of us already. The residential bass are really woken up as usual, but fishing's kind of happening a little early. Of course, this last couple weekend snow scenarios that we have might have slowed down things, but it's going to jump back really fast with these temperatures. I see forsythia are blooming everywhere. We're going to have porgy soon. There's loads of 5-inch spearing. We have lots of bunker already in, so there's a lot stirring. You should look for the squid run. Usually the squid run's going to start coming from the east for us. When they finally spearing, I bet you they're going to be drawn in close to the beach. This is the chance for the surf casters to really get on there and target some of these bass that are going to come up and chase those squid as well. Let's see what happens with the bluefish if they come in a little early. I'm not really sure, but we've got bunker, we've got spearing, there's killies everywhere, eels should be running, so this is a really exciting time. The freshwater ponds are stocked. You could go trout fishing. Remember, get your freshwater license. Also, this is a great time to renew your saltwater registry and keep everything on the up and up. Look for your four-wheel drive passes and such, or your state passes. This is the time to get them and really prepare your gear. Look for broken guides. Look for new line. Call the shop, 631-239-1631. Ask for Phil or I, Mark, and we'd be happy to give you some information. There's a lot coming in every week, so the shop is changing every week with a lot of new gear, stuff that you need in this specific area and on parts of Long Island, that catch fish. so excited. This is going to be a dynamite season. I can feel it. The air is crisp and clean. The water looks beautiful. We're waiting for that plankton to start growing as the temperatures come up in the water, and it's just fantastic. I hope to see you at the shop or out on the beach. If you catch me walking around one of these North Shore beaches or something on my bike, or just chilling out, looking for fish, always feel free to come over and say hello. I'd be happy to hang out and share a tide with you. Until next week, I bid you all peace, tight lines.
Let's check in with Chris Landry.
Thanks, Matt. As you see on social media, there are stripers being caught. Most of them are being caught up the Raritan River. The bass are slowly making their way into the bay. You can get some around there. It's slower pickings, but it should explode in the next few days. And after it explodes in Raritan Bay, it's about 2 weeks until it explodes in Jamaica Bay and Rockaway. Last year, Carl Newman and I went out April 1st all around Jamaica Bay and didn't mark a single fish. I am hearing reports of bunker schools around Jamaica Bay. I looked around my marina today. I couldn't find any bait at all, but there are bunker schools being reported in Jamaica Bay and in the Raritan area. So these bass should be coming up very soon, and it will happen like a light switch. I'm putting my boat in the water on Friday, so next week I should have some more reports from the water. You can book charters with people like Windhole Charters. They just added a new catamaran to their fleet. So hit up Windhole Charters if you want to book a trip. Karen Ann Charters went out today. And Nick Lowe and Sean Chowdy got some jumbos. So you can hit them up. And you can hit me up if you want to know about any other charters in the Rockaway, Jamaica Bay area. I'll help put you on. All right, so next week I should have some more lively reports with my boat in the water, the Rock Steady 2. All right, so tight lines, be safe out there, thank you, and back to you, Matt.
Let's head on over to Dave Rogers. Dave, what do you got for us?
Thank you, Matt. Hey, everyone, the wait is over. The striped bass bite is hot in the Western Sound, and I'm talking catching multiple slop bass at night on metal lips and SP minnows. This past week, the water temperature started to rise due to the warmer sunny weather, and the rise in the temperature, as well as the presence of bunker schools in the bays, set stage for a great week of striper fishing. The bass bite seems to be strongest at night during the incoming tide, but anglers are also doing well on the outgoing during the evening hours. Majority of the stripers caught were slop bass, averaging from 30 to 34 inches, with some overslop bass in the mix. When it came to the lure presentation, the stripers seemed to prefer a slow retrieve from an SP minnow or a metal lip lure. Anything that would imitate a bunker, they were targeting. This past week, I met up with my buddy Andrew of Tactical Bass in 26 on Instagram, and we caught over a dozen slot to overslop bass over the span of 1 hour during the incoming tide. The best fish we caught that night was close to 25 pounds and was caught on a metal lip lure. If you're lucky enough to be able to get out on a boat, I have heard reports that boaters are having success jigging flutter spoons by bunker schools. So if you find yourself on a boat, give the flutter spoon a shot. If you want to see the full night of epic fishing I had with my buddy Andrew, make sure to check us out at Funky Fishing on YouTube, where you can see all the fish we caught that night, as well as the lures and techniques we used. The bass bite on the Western Sound is getting better each day that passes, and there's no excuse not to fish anymore. So get out there and bend a rod. Stay groovy, everyone, and back to you, Matt.
Lastly, we check in with Captain Benn Gilmour from Marina Pet'e Rubber down in Costa Rica.
Hey there, guys. How's it going? Hello from Costa Rica. This is Ben Gilmour from Marina Pet'e Rubber. The fishing down here right now, guys, we had some red hot inshore fishing. The snook have been biting real good. We got some big Pacific black snook running right now. Lots of fish in the 15 to 30 pound range. If you didn't know already, Costa Rica is home to the world record snook, just a shade under 60 pounds, and this is the place to come and catch one, guys. Along the beaches and the rocks, we also got a really nice rooster fish bite going on right now. Just the other day, we landed 8 trophy rooster fish in one day. Just insane fishing. Offshore, we had blue marlin, lots and lots of sailfish, plus dorados, some big bulls included in that, and some yellowfin tuna. Guys, the weather is hot. Just check out the blue sky behind me. It's beautiful down here in Costa Rica, and we would love to see you down here soon. Come and give us a call. Ben Gilmour, Jackpot Sport Fishing.
Remember to like our video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and tap on the bell to be notified instantly when we post a new video on YouTube. Check out this video's description on YouTube for all the related links and index for specific reports. Please support our correspondents by visiting their websites and their social media pages. If you'd like to be a part of our weekly video fishing forecast, we're once again looking for social media savvy anglers for hyperlocal reporting from around the NY Metro and Long Island area, especially from the beach. So if you're a captain, tackle shop, or just an avid angler, contact the producer at tcslibayrat@gmail.com. Keep in mind, you could send your photos to my email at mbroderick@thefisherman.com for a possible feature in these reports as well. We'll see you right here next week at thefisherman.com.
Well, this is another fly that I really use a lot of. Basically, I love streamer fishing. I love dry fly fishing. But the fact of the matter is, most fish feed 90% of the time on the bottom. And if they could get a lot of calories with one big bite, that's what they're going to go for. And I like fishing stonefly patterns, because stonefly nymphs, because it's big, the meaty, they're always in the stream. They live multiple years, so you can find them in all different sizes. But one of the problems is they're found in very rocky, fast-moving water. You're going to lose a lot. So you don't want to spend too much time tying these patterns. And one of my favorites is, it's called the rubber legs, Pat's rubber legs. I think it's a great little fly, easy to tie. I have a slight variation that I tie it. It's really easy. It looks real buggy in the water, and it moves really well. And I tie this in all different colors to match the naturals. So let's get to the vise and tie us up one. I'm using these. These are what I'm going to start with. These hooks right here. They're 1/0. I like a big hook. And one of the reasons why I like that, it's really heavy and it has a big gape. So it makes it real easy to hook up. And I tie these in all different sizes, but I really like this hook because it's really strong and it has a little weight to it. We're also going to use some lead-free wire. For ribbing, we're going to use some brassy copper wire. I'm using an olive thread today. I'm going to use some rubber legs. The body is going to be made with a chenille. And to top it off, I'm using brown yarn. So let's get tying. First thing I do is I'm going to take my lead wire, grab a nice big piece, and start wrapping it on. I want this. This has the stoneflies live in the bottom and they tumble. When they get loose from the rocks, they tend to tumble. And that's what I'm fishing with this. And what I like about it is it's kind of like tied in the round. It doesn't show all the fine detail, but you know, it's such fast water that you're not going to find these. You don't have to tie them too fancy. I mean, sometimes I do just because I like the challenge, but most times for fishing, this is a great fly for fishing. And I put that on there really good. Attach my thread. Build up a nice little dam in the front and run back Build a nice dam back here. Cut my thread. And wrap forward. And cover this so it doesn't slide around. Bring my thread forward. I want to attach my rubber legs first. They take one and I fold it in half. I go a little off the front, a little over the back, and I tie it down. And wrap back. I'm going to go down the bottom a little bit, just down the shank a little bit, and cut this. I'm going to take a little copper wire. And I want to tie this in at the front because wire is slippery, and if you don't tie it all the way in the front, it will pull out. And bring my thread forward. And tie in my yarn right on the top. I'm going to take my chenille and tie it in by that cord right there, that little cord. Pull a little bit out. You could do this in all different colors too. Bring my thread halfway up, and I'm going to start wrapping this. And I'm just going to do one quick wrap. Grab another rubber leg. Fold it in half. And tie it in, just like that. And then bring my thread forward all the way to the front, right up here. Wrap it. Go in front. And then tie this off. I'm going to cut this, and then I could slide this down to the sides, just like that. Bring this over top, pull it tight, hold it, and tie it down. going to take my copper wire now, and I'm going to start ribbing. And embed it right in there. Get to the front and tie it off. Take my whip finisher. And snip it. And that's my variation of the Pet'e rubber legs. I think it really looks good because when it tumbles, this is what what the trout sees when it's tumbling in the water. It has the weight to get it down. It catches a lot of fish. Fish like big meat. So get it out there, tie up some. We're going to have any day now. The season's going to really start opening up. I think it's going to be a good season. So until next week, tie lines, everybody.